Lord Dago recalls the day he made a pact with the 12 devils in the Hall of Hell while waiting for his wife to give birth. When his first son is born, the demons collect their payment for choosing the path of evil in exchange for power. The infant is born with no limbs, facial features, or skin. The baby is abandoned in the river to its fate. 16 years later, he is a young man traveling alone, sporting Dr. Jukai's prosthesis. While on the quest for a sludge-like demon, he comes across Dororo, a teenage petty thief who is being pummeled by 3 men whom Dororo has deceived out of their stuff. The demon strikes and devours the men, but the young man defeats them with blades inserted in his prosthetic arms. The man's missing skin reappears after the demon's death, and lightning breaks a demon statue in the Hall of Hell. Meanwhile, Takumaru, Dago's second son, returns home from hunting, but his mother still laments for her first son. Dororo joins the young guy, who appears to be unable to see, hear, or speak. Nonetheless, he possesses superb sword skills, superhuman strength, and the capacity to distinguish friendly or unfriendly persons based on the color of their souls. Dororo sends the young man to a lovely woman named Bundai's town and offers to destroy a local monster that rings a pilgrim bell. While there, they meet Biwahoshi, a blind monk who can detect people's spirits. They learn Bundai is a demon that has been devouring travelers. The young man defeats the demon after a lengthy and bloody battle. When the monster reappears, ringing its bell, a villager reveals that it is the ghost of the first being murdered by the townspeople. As Bundai's statue in the Hall of Hell is struck by lightning, the young man reveals his identity, Hyakimaru, to Dororo and the monk. Hyakimaru regains control of his central nervous system, allowing him to experience pain again. Meanwhile, it appears that the Sakai clan is preparing for war. Jukai-sensei, a doctor, discovered Lord Dago's abandoned and disfigured infant on a riverside many years ago. He brought the boy home and fashioned a customized prosthesis for him, allowing him to move about and appear normal. 6 years later, after the child slew a lizard demon and his right leg was magically restored to him, the doctor gave him the name Hyakimaru. Jukai realized that, while the youngster drew demons, his bodily parts were most likely stolen by demons. Before Hyakimaru set out on his own, the doctor placed swords into his prosthetic arms. Dororo converses with a girl as Hyakimaru stands outdoors, experiencing rain for the first time. Hyakimaru notices a demon's sword and flees away. He discovers a man brandishing the sword and defeats him only by trapping the sword in his prosthetic leg. Dororo tries to fetch the leg, but when he touches the blade, he is drawn back to its owner. Tanasuke, the girl's brother, is found and brought home, but he is only interested in reclaiming the sword. In the meantime, Hyakimaru disarms Dororo, but Tanasuke reclaims the sword and strikes Hyakimaru. Hyakimaru kills him this time and smashes the sword, returning his ears to him. Hyakimaru encounters Mio the next morning in Sakit territory, but he collapses from his wounds. The travelers stay at an abandoned temple with Mio and a group of orphaned youngsters. While Mio works at night as a prostitute for the Sake army, Biwahoshi finds a better house for them. It is, however, inhabited by a demon. Hyakimaru goes to attack it, even though his wounds are still healing. Biwahoshi is concerned that Hyakimaru's white aura is beginning to resemble demon crimson. They come upon a larvae-like demon that bites off the lower part of Hyakimaru's true leg, leaving him howling in pain. Biwahoshi returns to Mio's camp with Hyakimaru. His leg is only half gone, but his voice is back. With Mio's assistance, he gradually adjusts to using his hearing and speech. They grow entangled, and the red in his spirit fades. Hyakimaru returns to kill the monster despite being just partially restored. He kills the monster and his limb heals as a result. When he and Dororo return to the shrine, they see Mio severely wounded and Dago warriors slaughtering the orphans because they suspect Mio is a Sakai agent. Hyakimaru, enraged at the attack on Mio, goes insane, slaying all the Dago troops until Dororo intervenes. Hyakimaru and Dororo resume their journey after burying the dead, fearing Hyakimaru will become a monster himself. Dororo and Hyakimaru encounter a spider creature that preys on Sophia Kamara, causing her to flee. The spider monster, weakened due to its weakened condition, transforms into a lady. Hyakimaru and Dororo arrive in a village, where a large number of locals have been kidnapped and take the initiative to apprehend the kidnapper, who is later discovered to be a deteriorating woman named Ohagi. Yaziro takes Ohagi to his house and feeds her, but he remains unaware of her identity. Dororo is confused about how kidnappers may kidnap someone, leading her to believe that the kidnapper is a human. Yaziro decides to take Ohagi to the doctor, but Dororo and Hyakimaru meet them on the way. Yaziro is attacked by locals who overhear his statements and arrest him. Ohagi kills the villagers and sucks their blood to regain her power before abducting Yaziro. Hyakkimaru pursues them, but he is unexpectedly wounded by villagers' arrows. Ohagi transforms into a spider monster and murders the troops. Hyakkimaru arrives just in time and weakens Ohagi's leg, and they die together, cuddling. Dororo is impressed by the discovery that monsters can fall in love with humans, and they continue their quest to defeat the remaining creatures. When a dark cloud harboring a demon appears over a village, the inhabitants rush to prepare a woman as a sacrificial bride to placate it. Saru, a wild youngster, tries to stop the sacrifice as Hyakkimaru and Dororo watch the bridal parade proceed up the mountain. Dororo and Hyakkimaru agree to eliminate the monster after hearing the boy's narrative. A dark cloud surrounds them, and the demon takes the form of a gigantic centipede. Hyakkimaru, however, is unable to distinguish it from the cloud because they both appear red in his eyesight, and they consume the woman. Dororo and Saru hatch a scheme to use the sulfurous gases generated by the mountain to cause an explosion, which sets the monster on fire, but has little effect. Dororo then leaps onto the demon's head and summons Hyakkimaru, allowing him to locate and slay the centipede using sound. Hyakkimaru, Dororo, and the woman who survived being swallowed whole fall into the river as the dark cloud fades. Saru is relieved to have found his sister and decides to join her in the community. Hyakkimaru regains his sense of smell and acknowledges Dororo by name for the first time. Dororo becomes ill with a fever, and Hyakkimaru takes her to a temple for treatment. Later, after removing Dororo's clothing to wash them, the priestess discloses to Hyakkimaru that she is female, referring to Dororo as a little girl. Meanwhile, Daigo learns from a survivor of the raid on Mio's camp that Hyakkimaru may still be alive. Due to suspicions of his parents' hidden secrets, Tahumaru orders his servants to investigate this. They kidnap a servant of Daigo, and Tahumaru questions why his father is searching for a missing baby boy. Daigo refuses to reveal the truth, causing Tahumaru to retreat to a hill. Tahumaru later visits a village and is asked to help eradicate a crab monster in the lake. The villagers explain that the crab monster has claimed many victims. As a candidate for village leader, Tahumaru accepts the request. Their boat stops, and a crab monster appears. Tahumaru attacks the monster, injuring one of his men. However, the crab monster can still attack from below, making a hole in their boat. Tomaru, aware of the difficulty of killing crab monsters in the water, devises a plan to build a dam. Tahumaru and his troops attack the crab monster, but the monster destroys the dam, causing water to return to the lake and pushing them back. Higo is almost eaten by the crab monster, but Hyakkimaru arrives on time and defeats it with just one slash, making Tahumaru suspicious of his identity. In the first 10 episodes of Dororo, it is evident that the plot is digging into difficult themes of sacrifice, morality, and redemption. We've seen Hyakkimaru grow from a limbless and seemingly soulless young guy into a fearsome warrior striving to retrieve his stolen body parts. As the story progresses, more demons will be slain, more body parts will be recovered, and deeper truths will be revealed. Continue with us on this fascinating voyage into the heart of darkness in Dororo. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe for more epic adventures in anime, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Stay tuned for more exciting anime recaps coming your way, and until next time, make sure to keep the spirit of adventure alive.